Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chesswise. Today we are at the next topic, king and pawn Endgames, and we are going to discuss a bit about protected passed pawn. A protected passed pawn is a pawn which is supported by a fellow pawn. So here we will say that the c4 pawn is a passed pawn. It cannot be stopped by opponent pawn and it is also protected by his own pawn. This is the position with white to play. White wins over here, but we want to see some aspects about the protected passer. So we are going to discuss some very important rules related to the protected passer. We already know when there are pawns in front of each other, the squares next to the opponent's pawn, that is e4, f4 and g4, they act like a t-square. So white king wants to penetrate through these squares. But we will see here that if white tries to take his king from the king side, it is not possible to win in this case. Let's see how. kg2, kg4, kh2. White plays a waiting game, trying to force the king away from the c4 pawn's magic square. The c4 pawn's magic square is from c4 to c8. We drop a diagonal till the pawn's line. We get the square g4. We draw another diagonal from c4 to g8. So this is the magic square of the pawn. So black king has to reside within it. If king h4 now, then c5 and the white pawn wins. So the only move, king f4, kh3, it looks like now white king will manage into the key squares, but black uses the diagonal opposition to maintain normal opposition in this case. And now we see that after kh4 there will be kf4 and we will block the white's king on the edge of the board only. See, after kh4, kf4, kh5, kf5, we know that all these squares from f4 to f8 fall into the square of the c4 pawn. Hence the position will be drawn. And the only other attempt, kg3, kg5, c5, pushing the pawn to give the pawn up and take the d4 pawn in return, fails here as well. After king f5, c6, ke6, c7, kd7, it looks as if we have pushed the black king far away, but the king manages right in time. After kf4, kc7, ke4, and black has to be very careful over here. Only losing move would be kd6. After kd6, kd4, it's game over. So black has to choose between kc6 or kd7. So he can play kc6, kd4, kd6, and the position is drawn. This king and pawn game we have discussed before. So the rule says that if the protected pawn's magic square and the key squares of this d4 pawn, which is g4, e5 and e4, they merge with each other, then the position is drawn. But this is only the half part of it. Here white wins the game because he is able to penetrate from the queen side. So we have to combine both these ideas to know the exact theoretical drawn positions, which we will be discussing in more detail in the next lesson. So here white plays the move ke2. Black has two approaches. He can go ke5 and try to stop white's entry, or else he can try to play the move kg4, kd2, king f5, kc2, kf4. Black has nicely managed to come to the f4 square. He is already in the square of the c4 pawn and he threatens to enter towards the white's d pawn. But here white can simply sidestep the thing with the move kb3. And now we see that ke3 loses to c5, kd3, c6, ke3, c7, d3, c8 and d2. The pawn just manages to reach the 7th rank and white wins in that position. ke3, c5, kd3, c6 and white wins. So the only genuine attempt is to block the path of the white king b4 or a4 squares. Black goes ke5, kd2, kd6, kc2, kc6, trying to take the distant opposition. After kb3, kc5, KA4, and we see that by force the black king will be driven away. After KB6, KB4, KC6, C5, black king has to give way to the white king with the move KB5 and the C pawn queens and white wins the game. So from this position we can conclude that both the options should not be available for white, then only black can hold the game. One of penetrating from the queen side, other to enter from the king side. I hope you are finding these lessons useful. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for your time.